Hey, what's up, what's up? My name's Max Racey. I've recently found out that I'm allergic to alcohol. Every time I drink it, I break out in splotches of awesome. True story. I'm a part-time comedian, full-time embarrassment to my mother. She just hasn't viewed me the same since, the prostitution fiasco back in '06. But I don't understand what the big deal is. I mean, they were just hand jobs, And for $5 a pop, who could resist that deal? Not to mention I was making like $50 a day, ballin', finger in the butt. But I'm trying to become a better person to gain the respect back for my friends and my family, you know what I mean? So I've been going around the community and volunteering, I go over to the battered women's shelter, just to lend a hand. I go to the homeless shelter, to talk about my new house, inspire hope. I've been going down to the soup kitchen with a sandwich, but just one. I'm not made of money. They can share it anyway, you know what I mean? They're not starving. They got soup. I really think I'm making a difference, I'm changing lives. No, I haven't been doing any of that shit, actually. But when I walk down the street of 6th Street, Harrisburg, where I live, I hand out dildos and vibrators to everybody who asks me for change, so they can go fuck themselves. Yeah. True story. My girlfriend lives very far away from me, you know what I mean? We have a long-distance relationship. So on the phone the other day, we got into a very deep conversation about what it means to be monogamous. So after an extensive conversation, we decided that I don't want to cheat on her, and I decided that I want to use another girl's vagina to masturbate with. All right. I was asked the other day at the bar if I was a big titty or a fat ass kind of guy, and I said, well, actually, I'm a good credit kind of man, seeing how I already have the other two. I am getting more and more out of shape. I now get winded after sex. It happens when you get older. I get winded after sex when she's on top, I gave my girl 2 of the most passionate minutes of our lives the other night. And for 2 minutes afterwards, I was exhausted. She eventually grew tired of this and decided to roll over to whisper sweet nothings in my ear while I was breathing deeply. And she was like, Max, are you eating a fucking sandwich? Love you. I just can't help myself, you know what I mean? I eat all the worst foods, and I just keep gaining weight, but really, it's not my fault. It's really not my fault. I don't have a glandular problem or a thyroid problem or any other fictitious disease like that. Actually, I have a sick oral obsession with cookies. While I was at my therapist the other day, we decided that my obsession with cookies stems from when my uncle used to pay me in cookies to dance around the living room naked. My hour ended before we figured out why he was naked, wearing a leather mask and holding a whip. Alright, here's a new one I just wrote. Just wrote it right before I came here, actually. So what's the time period for keeping your fingers crossed? You know what I mean? When people are like, my mother's in the hospital, keep your fingers crossed she pulls through. You know what I mean? I got shit to do. And I could really use my hands. But I don't want to be that asshole who uncrosses his fingers and your mother just doesn't make it. I really don't appreciate that responsibility. I'm glad that makes me happy that makes you happy. Right. I'm a God-fearing people. I am. I used to go to church religiously, play on words, but I don't so much anymore. But you know what I don't like about God-fearing people? The fact that there are born-again virgins, okay? It's a shame your clitoris will never be born again. You know, if they were born-again shoplifters or born-again sex offenders, no one would buy that shit. So you mean to tell me you can take 10 dicks a night all throughout college, right? Now go around telling people you're a virgin because you found God. Now I've heard that Jesus heals all wounds, but I have never once heard that Jesus tightens the walls of vaginas. But maybe if that was in the Bible, more kids today would read it, right? Instead of playing those crazy aggressive video games and reading those crazy comic books. Wait a second. Wait 1 second. I think I'm onto something. What if Jesus Christ was just the first recorded superhero? You know what I mean? He can walk on water. He can turn water into wine. He can heal all wounds, and he can tighten vaginas without a single Kegel's class. That has Marvel comic books written all over it. What if in 2,000 years, everybody goes to church on Sundays to worship, I don't know, Superman? You know, and they're sitting in the pew singing their gospel songs that go, "My Lord flies through the sky, shooting laser beams from his eyes, wearing a cape with an S on his chest." Yeah. Heaven will be replaced by the North Pole. Preachers will be replaced by news reporters of the Lord. And Lucifer will be replaced by Lex Luthor. And every year around this time, before the Kentmas feast, the daily prayer will begin. Our Father, Stan Lee, who drew art in heaven. Thy kingdom come. Bad guys, you better run. On earth as it is in heaven. And thank you and have a happy holidays. All right.